better prepared now than you were a year ago at this time?
Yeah, this is my 4th year. I've been here a while. I've got a lot of experience. I've learned to wrestle in front of thousands of fans at Carver Hawkeye Arena. I've been on the good end of matches, and I've been on the losing end. And I've learned to not let my highs get too high and my lows get too low. Honestly, this sport it's tough, and you got to keep grinding each day. And like Coach says, he says, it's really not even a grind, because this is where you want to be and this is what you want to do. So I don't like to say it's a grind, but it is tough. It is every day.
You have a better appreciation for that now than maybe a year ago? After those highs and lows?
Yeah, absolutely. I wrestled. I was our guy. From Midlands on, I was our guy, and the responsibility or the expectation that comes with that is much higher than if you're a guy that's helping the guy get ready. You got to walk around with a little chip on your shoulder. That's what I'm trying to do. That was my spot last year. I'm going to go earn it again. Just because I was the guy last year it means nothing. Last year was last year. It's in the past. So we're moving forward, and we're going to get back to that top.
It's part of competition. Making you better on a daily basis?
Oh, absolutely. You don't get better by beating on chumps. We don't have chumps in this room. So, being deep in a weight class, like I was telling Andy, that's a good problem to have for a team. It really is. If I'm not gonna fulfill the job, then the next guy, and if he's not gonna do it, then the next guy. So, that's what we build around here is 40 guys that can compete for that national title.
You got the best cauliflower on the team,
I don't know. I hate it. I used to want it in high school. Now it's freaking ugly and it hurts. It's always just building on top of it. So
it's almost like a badge of honor in a way.
Yeah, maybe when I'm like 40, but I'm 22 years old. And I don't want it. All those young guys that think it's cool, it's not.
149's your weight. No thought of different slot.
Nope. I'm a 149 pounder.
Never any thought to 57? Because you seem pretty big for 49.
No, everybody thinks I was a small 49. They think I was going to 41. So, no, I mean, like I was telling Andy earlier, I'm a 49 pounder. That's where I'm probably a lifer there, honestly. I mean, if something tragic happened or Jeva broke his leg and couldn't compete, and we had no other guys that could fill his shoes, then, somebody's going to make it happen to get down there. But, I'm going after that 49.
Had some high highs, some not so high highs last year. What's your confidence level coming into this, knowing that you beat a guy who was in the finals, but not the best showing in March?
Yeah, absolutely. You train and you prepare. Everything is preparation up until March. Nobody remembers the guy who beat the national champ in December. It doesn't. You get ready for March, and if you don't show up in March, your name's not going to be up on that wall, and nobody's going to care about you. So, I learned a lot. Usually, I peak at tournaments like that. And, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to wrestling our best wrestling in March.
What was maybe the reason you didn't quite peak last year?
There's no excuses for the way I wrestled. There really isn't. There's no reason I should have lost to the guy I did, or got my tail kicked like I did in Maple. I'm a lot better than I showed, and I got to let my wrestling speak for itself and talk is cheap. So.
Where were you when you watched the 49 title bout?
I was sitting with the Iowa section. You don't like doing it's kind of crouched. I didn't want to be seen, because I wanted to be the guy out there, and people recognize that, I think, and you can feel it more than anything. It sucks watching that, but it's also good motivation in the same words.
I was going to say, how much either motivation or how much more did it suck knowing that at one point in the season you had beaten both of those guys?
That's cool to have in your back pocket, but my confidence is I've never lacked confidence. I've always felt like I could beat anybody in the world. So, that's the mentality we have in this room.
Did you watch him in the All-Star Classic then? Did you watch the rematch?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I was laying on the couch and I was logging into Ramos' account and I was kicking him out, but I told him it was somebody. I was just kidding. But no. You know, I'm really focused on myself right now. Obviously, we got a long ways till March, but I'll be here before we know it. So we've been working hard for months now.
As Coach said, Luther gonna decide a lot, or is it a process to decide who's going 49?
He hasn't said anything like that. You know, obviously I don't think we're having official wrestle-offs. Usually they post something about that, but you know, I think he likes to see guys go out there and who can beat the competition. You know, that's what it really comes down to. It's not who can beat each other in the room. It's who's going to beat those guys out there. So I think that's important. Obviously, at a tournament like Luther, a lot of us will run into each other, and that's good. You know, we're going to have that. Essentially, is wrestling. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
tournaments.
You know, what's the atmosphere around here, outlook for you guys this year? Is there a sense that, you know, you guys can take a step forward from last year, improve on you guys' total finish? Or, I mean, obviously that's always probably your mentality, but what's really been said?
Yeah, I mean, fourth place, that's like the worst thing that could ever happen to us. You know, other sports or other teams or other programs might be like, yeah, fourth place, you know, that's great, but here we're like, it could have been much worse than that, you know what I mean? I mean, if we're not on top of that podium and raising that gold trophy or whatever you want to call it, however you want to put it, then it wasn't really that successful of a season, especially as a team.
And then what's going to, you know, define success for you this year?
Same thing, being on top of that podium. You know, I'm not here to just get on that podium because I wasn't on it last year. You know, being a national qualifier isn't good enough. It's a step in the right direction, absolutely, but it's not what I'm at.
You know, guys, looking at your away slate this year, it's obviously it's going to be competition, but is that just going to be motivation going in there and, you know, with those big, you know, crowds, you know, maybe even booing or whatever?
Yeah, you know, I mean, sometimes the crowds, you know, they're your biggest fan one day, you know, and then you might lose to somebody and they're your biggest hypocrite the next, you know. You don't worry about the crowd. The Iowa crowd is awesome, you know, it's the best place to wrestle in the country, obviously, for a lot of reasons. But you can't worry about that. You can't focus on that. You focus on yourself. You focus on getting better and outworking your competition, and then that's how you ultimately get on top of that stand. It's not worrying about what other people think about you.